Just a few minutes. Okay, there we go. Welcome to Our Generation with Melissa Shaw, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And I feel like I have not recorded in I don't think I've recorded in 3 weeks.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
welcome back.
I know. It feels weird, like I'm starting all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but I've been off due to some health things. And I have my good friend here, David, with Bodi Buzz,
Yeah.
that hooked me up. Actually, have a drink, some tea in here.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's all I drink. I feel like I'm gonna become a herb.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much tea I drink now.
I mean, what else is there to drink besides
Yeah,
herbs?
yeah. No, really,
Everything
really.
else most likely isn't good for us.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. I'm excited. This is a long time coming. We actually met at a friend of mine's event. Brianna Bible's event.
Oh yes, the mental health
Yep.
awareness event.
Yep. So we met there, and yeah, I just loved what you was talking about, and definitely we connected more. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of what you do, your background, and yeah.
Yeah. So I'm from Flint, Michigan. A lot of people don't know that. And every time I bring that up, it's oh my gosh, the water. And it was devastating. A lot of what was happening wasn't even showcased to its
Wow.
full on the media. But people always ask about the water. But right when I went to college that year, 2013, that's when it started.
Okay.
But I was just seeing everything happening
Yeah. So
from.
I be getting nervous that it's on. You're
Oh,
good.
okay.
It's one time it wasn't on, so
But just when I was in college, I was studying pre med and science, and I was just seeing everything happening to the community where I was from lead poisoning to different reactions people were having, autism starting to become more present in the community, and people not having clean water. Like the faucets were brown, water was cloudy, water was brown. Not the faucet was brown, but the pipes, super old. And just seeing what it was doing to the community's health, seeing that a lot of businesses had left, seeing just the poverty levels rise, it kind of moved me to figure out how I can help out. And I thought being in school for medicine was my answer. Oh, I'm going to help make these drugs and
yeah,
save everybody.
right.
But as I was on that route, I realized, you know what? This all is fake medicine. Everything we need is outside. So once I started getting into nutrition more and um, growing, so I always was growing my whole life, but just not a
Yeah, I was gonna
lot.
ask, did you grow up kind of outside in the
Yeah, we
farm, like
did.
not farm, but
Hmm.
gardening and all that?
And I mean, in Flint, there was a lot of farms around as well. Just about everybody I knew growing up who was older, they grew something.
Yeah.
And so that's what I always was doing, even in college. I would always be growing at least one or two things. But as I got older and more, just situated with realizing what our reality is, um, I said, let me start growing more food on a larger level because the community needs it. And being that my hometown is, wasn't a food desert. Even when I was growing up, I remember it being taking about 20 minutes to get to the grocery store.
Wow.
And the only fresh food we would have was what was provided to us at school, or if we got it from the supermarket or the corner stores. They always, it's crazy, they always had
Yeah.
some fruit at the corner store for kids.
Wow.
So, but yeah, just seeing.
And they probably grew it
Yeah,
themselves.
probably. They probably did, because it was always about a lot of apple trees around,
Yeah.
pears, peaches. I don't even see that anymore.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, just seeing what the water crisis did to my community.
How
And
long did it take for them to, or have they even recovered from it?
mm-mm, they're still recovering.
Wow.
It's going to be probably a generation thing, unfortunately. But just seeing what happened made me want to, pursue health, pursue a natural approach to help people. And so that's how I ended up with Bodi Buzz. I left the pharmaceutical world and
Yeah, so you actually was there seeing how things were created, and
hmm
you're like, oh my God, like
yep,
we are really putting this in our bodies.
yep. and I was doing research and drug development.
Mm.
So I worked at Eli Lilly for a little bit. I worked with LabCorp, which was used to be Covance.
Okay.
I worked at University of Michigan, University of South Carolina. So I was in these labs
Yeah.
with these people, and some of the labs we had animal studies.
Mm-hmm.
So monkeys, or we would have mice, rats, rabbits, cats, you name it. Pigs were
Wow.
there too sometimes.
Wow.
And so just being in these spaces and seeing what these experimental drugs were doing to the animals was a really big eye opener for me.
I bet. Yeah.
Because it's like some of the medications and the drugs we would test also, aside from ones that were not on the market, they were coming off the market and we were testing them because people were having situations with those medications. And so having that experience very early on in my career after college, it kind of helped shift me away from the drug and research aspect. Just from seeing what it was doing to the animals, seeing what it was doing to people, and I kind of just had enough.
Yeah. Well, I commend you, because people see stuff, but there's very few people that take action because it's
Yes.
probably difficult.
Yes.
When you look at probably the amount of money you was making
Mm-hmm.
versus this,
Mm-hmm.
this is not they say what the least road is the less traveled.
Yeah.
I probably done messed that up. I don't know. I be making stuff up, but so no, I mean, and your stuff is dope. I had
Yeah, thank you.
the juice is amazing.
Which ones did I give you? I forgot.
I did the apple. Oh my god, I was like, oh, this is good.
That's fresh apple juice.
I know. I bet you that's good warmed up, like in
Mhm.
the fall time.
People warm it up, and even when we are out at shows, people are like, I can spike this with some bourbon, or
You're
I'm like, you're defeating the purpose of it.
right. You're like, look, people.
But teach your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, people call it like a liquid apple pie.
Yes,
They
it is
love it.
really good,
It's
and I
perfect for the
love
fall.
that like the ingredients. It just blows me away.
Simple. None of that citric
Like I got
acid,
some cinnamon,
ascorbic
I got some
acid.
nutmeg. Like it's it just yeah.
Have you bought a juicer yet?
I did.
Okay.
And so the juicer, of course, I didn't go with the one you said, but the one I did, like the inside of it is like this small, and I'm like, how can I get fruit down there?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna send it
You gotta
back.
cut it.
I know, but you gotta really cut it up.
Yeah, you do.
The juicer that I used to have,
You
the mouth on that
put it
was
all
like,
right in
yes,
there.
it was
Yeah.
like that. All I had to do was cut it in half.
That's most likely a centrifuge juicer. It's still just as good as a cold press though.
Okay. No, it did say it was a cold press.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
So yeah, I'm excited to use it. My daughter and nephew was over when they unboxed it, and they was like, remembered when I
When you used
juiced,
to.
and yeah.
Well, yeah. Welcome back to the juicing
I know,
club.
I know. I'm excited. They was like, "Ooh, what can we juice now?"
Okay. And a lot of people, they say they don't want to juice because it takes up so much time. But it's like, well, getting in your car, driving to wait in line or to order some food and come back takes the same amount of time.
Yeah, yeah, and everyone's on big on prepping and meal planning. That's just a part of it. So like when I would go grocery shopping, usually Sundays a day, and I would get all my stuff, I would cut up everything, and so now that would be a time when I'm gonna juice stuff for the following week.
That's a good way to go about it instead of every day.
Yep.
I think when I first started, it was like on an every day.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
like,
you also need to have cups, like those containers, jars to put them in and put it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna become all.
You'll hop on board fast, especially with winter coming up. I feel like it's one of the best lines of defense in the winters, just having fresh juice every day.
So what do you recommend? Like I know the fruits and vegetables vary by season. So what is?
Just go with what's in season.
How do you know? Like, because when you go to the grocery store, like, okay, because like they'll still have watermelon and cantaloupe, but if they're not in season,
it's gonna say grown in Mexico or grown in Thailand. It's like, okay, well, it probably took a week to get here, so it was probably picked the week prior. So it's really no good at that point. That's why in the summer I feel like a lot of people eat more fruits and
Hmm.
vegetables because a lot of it they can tell the difference in the taste and the quality,
Yeah, most
especially if
definitely.
it's locally grown or
Yeah.
USA grown.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can just do a simple search on Google what fruits and vegetables are in season right now, and usually the grocery store is good at kind of keeping up with that. Like
Hmm.
right now, you see the peaches, the apricots. Um, Eventually, those will be gone, and we'll just be seeing the
Apples,
apples
yeah. Isn't
and
that the
some
only fruit?
pears.
I feel like in the winter months, there's very few fruits
Yeah,
that
very few.
are in season.
And I'm wondering too where these apples are coming from. They must
Mm,
be coming from California
mm,
or southern state, but
yeah.
yes, it's just a simple lookup. I would
Hmm.
say that um, usually a lot of leafy greens are in season in the winter. That's some of the best things we could get. I think a cucumber, well, I know a cucumber actually has pretty much all of your
Yeah,
essential
that's what you
nutrients you
said.
need for a
That's crazy.
day.
Just a cucumber.
Just a cucumber.
Wow. So what made you start? I know just seeing what you was seeing there, and then you was like, okay, this is it. So what
Mhm.
did you start off with first? Did you start juicing first, or did you really start getting in the lab and like getting all these herbs together? And how do you
Yeah.
maneuver that?
So growing up, I always used herbs. I mean, not me personally, but people around me did. My family would, drink this tea, have this.
Hmm.
So I always kind of had it programmed in me, like, okay, use herbs in your life.
Hmm.
um, but so yeah, it was just one day I was at work and I look around. Everyone's drinking some Starbucks. They are bringing in lunch. That's fast food, greasy pizza, and then more coffee, and they're having parties and cupcakes and chips. And I just said, "What am I doing here? I'm in the diabetes research lab, and
That's crazy.
everybody's not even putting two and two together."
Right, right. That's crazy.
And
Oh,
thank
thank you.
you. Okay. Yeah. Could you hand it to her for me? Could you hand it to my niece for me? Oh, the hell. Keep forgetting
I know.
that.
Oh,
um,
so what'd you get?
this one is what was it? The ginger lime Tulsi. It's good.
Yeah.
I like Tulsi. Um, where were we?
Oh, you was in a diabetes lab and they was
Yes,
bringing in cakes and cookies and
yes, yes. And I'm far from a judgmental person. I
right.
just kind of observe and
Yeah, you're
keep it
like,
real.
that's interesting.
hmm And two, a lot of people were overweight, and so I had just slowly started to pick up what was going on with what we were doing with work versus people's lives personally.
Hmm.
And I just said, let me start juicing more. I would, go buy juices, but probably not every day. I made sure I always had fruit.
Hmm.
But yeah, I said, let me just start juicing more. And then I started making juices. And I'm like, these are really good. I would make some for people. They're like, these are really good. So I started making teas as well. And that's pretty much how it started. And it was during COVID as well.
Okay.
So a lot of people were catching COVID,
Hmm.
and I would give them juice, and well, I would give them a sample. I'll give
Yeah.
them one juice.
Right, right. That's
Like this
it.
will help. And I'm like, oh, I need some more. Okay, well, then they started saying I'll pay you. I'm like, all right, and
Yeah.
it just picked up,
Wow.
and I realized I could actually, do something
Yeah.
with this. I'll help people with this,
Hmm.
and so I ended up just leaving the 9 to 5 and
Wow.
didn't look
How
back
long has the business been established?
since December 2021.
Nice. That's good.
And I would say in 2022, COVID was still
Hmm.
relevant. And so we were just really juicing in some teas. We didn't have everything we had now.
Right.
And then 2023 moved up to the woods in Michigan. And I guess the business kind of slowed down, but like every other weekend we were going, finding shows. you know, popping up a tent table and just selling
Yeah.
the juices. They didn't have a sign or anything, and they were selling out.
Wow.
So
So when did you move here?
I moved here after college
Okay, and
back
then you
in.
went back to the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Had to take a break,
Mm,
decompress.
yeah.
But it also made me kind of appreciate the skills and the knowledge I had and kind of put it in with the business to
Mm,
develop it and grow it. Because when I was here in Indy doing it, I felt like a lot of people weren't supporting me,
mm,
just when they were sick,
mm,
when someone was sick.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, this
That's the
is
only time
also,
people think, oh, you know what? I'm about to be healthy now. Like I
yeah.
want all of this. Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is a preventative, so you don't
Right.
even get sick.
Exactly.
So use it every day.
Yeah.
Um, but at that time too, since I was still in the mix of learning business, never learned anything about business. Never thought I would be running a business.
Right.
Never learned anything about it. And so at that time, I think I was selling the juices for like $8, $9 each. And so I realized too, like, okay, that's a little pricey. Considering,
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables are not that expensive, and you can get a lot of juice out of these things. So we dropped the price down to 7, and more people started getting them. And we started doing the gallons. But yeah, really, that's just really how it started. And then
Nice.
people, getting sick more, and I'm like, well, there's also some herbs you can use. So I started getting more into herbs, a lot more. I kind of just knew the basics.
Yeah.
I started learning about all these other herbs, started taking classes, starting to go to workshops about them, and just it opened my eyes to a world of new
I bet.
medicine, new
Yeah.
flavors, you name it. So
Hmm.
that's how it all pretty much
Yeah. And
unwind.
so you have probably a herb book.
I got a few of them.
I
I
know.
have a whole
Yeah.
library at the house.
Nice, nice. I know when I had my gallbladder removed 3 weeks ago. What's today? Tuesday? No,
Hmm. Tuesday.
Tuesday. 3 weeks ago. Today, and we had talked, and I was like, "This was happening," and you was like, "All right, I got you." You create a whole blend. Like I think
Hmm.
that is so dope
It is.
to be able to say these are the things that I'm struggling with. You're like, "All right, I got you." You know
Hmm.
exactly what is going to benefit and what's going to go together, and
Yep. Yep. And I think that's what's so unique about me too is having that science background. I'm
yeah.
able to go out there and find these scientific journals and publications and understand them and read through them.
Hmm.
Okay, they they tested this herb with this herb, its effectiveness X, Y, and Z. And so having that
Oh,
skill added
absolutely.
also to me being able to know what blends well with
Hmm.
what amount, even down to milligrams. So
Hmm.
that's what we do with our herbal supplements. We got them down to the milligram to interact well with each other. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff, and I don't really try to talk about the science behind it because it's boring.
But no, but I think it's really interesting, and people probably want to know, like, how do you know, like, okay, that herb goes with that? I think that's
Hmm.
any having a scientific background that you have, like, definitely
Yep, it does.
is
Um,
beneficial.
and even just if we're out in nature, let's say you're going on a walk at, let's say, Eagle Creek,
Hmm.
and you see a bunch of flowers. Usually, anything with the flowers, I heard.
Really?
So you see a bunch of flowers just growing together. Bees are loving it. Um, let's say you got some what grows native here? Daisies, goldenrod. It's a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
And if they're growing together, they go good together.
Interesting.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Okay.
Just if
Yeah.
the society ends tomorrow and you're sick, okay, they grow
Right.
together. I can use both.
Right. Is there like an app or something for first timers to know?
Yeah, there's a lot
Like,
of
can I scan it and be like, okay, that's what it is?
yeah, there's a lot of apps out there. The best ones though, you have to pay for,
Yeah.
but even the free ones though, even I think Google has one, Apple has one. Just take a picture of it. It tells you what it is. There's apps that tell you if you got a house plant, what's wrong with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's so easy to honestly learn about it all. It's
Hmm.
just we have to take the initiative
Yeah.
to do it,
Yeah, you're right.
and that's something hard a lot of us deal with. I know that was hard for me to deal with that first, taking just initiative, taking accountability, because I thought I had everything together.
No, for
But
real.
starting to really dive into, I guess, yourself and your interests, that opens a new world of, taking the initiative.
Yeah. So, what has been one of your like best memories of since your throughout your journey? Like one that was just like, no, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Uh, it's a lot. So many to count. But I guess the first one was we did a business pitch competition last year. I think it was in like September. It was up in Michigan.
Okay.
It was called Start Garden. So you pitch a video about your business, who you are, and they pick 100 people and they give them $1,000. So we got picked. I was
Nice.
like, okay. So then after you got picked, you were able to showcase your business in person, and you get judged, and 10 people would win 20,000.
Oh
So I'm
wow.
like, okay, we got it to this point. Okay,
Yeah.
someone thinks we're important, and so when we were getting judged, all the judges were just kind of like, wow, because not only were we sitting here selling these products, but we were teaching health. And so each judge that came up to us, they had their own story, own health issue going on. And I think that with us being so knowledgeable and so just up front and being just real, being honest with people, not sugarcoating anything. I think that is what caused us not to get picked, just because we're something new. We're an idea that nobody's really doing. And it's such a sensitive area and space for people to even talk about.
Yeah.
There's so many people who walk right past us or, ask us some questions, but then they're like, oh, well, I'm just asking for a friend, or I'm asking for my mom or my
Do you
husband.
think it's the cost
Of
like being natural and doing herbs and like
it's
eating
affordable.
healthy?
It is so affordable.
Yeah, I think it's more affordable now than it used to be.
You could go buy a cucumber for 75 cents, but a bag of chips is $2-3
Man,
now.
no, they're not. It's almost $5 for a bag of chips.
Exactly.
It's
See?
crazy.
So you could buy a bundle of bananas for like $2.
But it doesn't give you the same taste unless you put a little sprinkle a little something on
Yeah,
them.
that's the thing. We gotta learn to doctor up
Yeah.
our fruits and
Like I
vegetables.
love avocado. Love, love, love it. I would probably eat one every day.
You like it with cayenne pepper?
I have not tried it with that.
It's
I
great.
usually put a little bit of hot sauce.
Okay.
And
well, cayenne pepper isn't hot sauce.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just straight up cayenne pepper.
Yeah. But no, it's in a little salt just for a little saltiness. But yeah, I love avocado. I used to make this, and they always love it. Avocado salad. So it's tomatoes, avocados, red onion, and it's like a little bit of seasoning salt to add that saltness to it, and then hot sauce, and you toss it and eat with tortilla chips. It's amazing.
Yeah, when I was down in Puerto Rico, they had so many different avocado dishes. I'm just like, I wish I could make this.
I know. I'm going to Costa Rica in December, and so I
You are going?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well,
yeah, it's I don't remember. It's actually a woman's retreat. So the person that put it on in April when I went to California, she's doing another one in December.
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what? I feel like that to me, I'd rather spend my money on stuff like that than clothes and shoes and name brand like that. I don't care about none of that.
You'd rather pay for an experience than a material.
Absolutely, yeah.
I agree. Well, I guess when you're down in Costa Rica, you will see a lot of.
Oh my goodness, I know. I'm gonna see how can I smuggle some stuff.
Okay. Well, look, when I went to Puerto Rico back in May, I smuggled so much stuff. I had fruits, herbs, and at first I didn't go through the USDA customs. So I'm like, dang, they told me you gotta go through. There's no sticker on your back. I'm like, dang it, what I'm gonna do? But it made it
It
through.
made it through.
I
Like,
came
whew.
back, y'all. I got sour sop. I got
Oh my
this, and that.
goodness! Wow.
So, but yeah, bring me some stuff back
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
if you
I'm gonna
see
have to get me
anything.
some solid, some like what are those plastic bags that you can't smell nothing. I
Mm-hmm.
actually, when we went, so the place we stayed at had a lavender bush,
Okay.
and all of us took some lavender back.
As you should.
Yes, because I mean, out there in Joshua
It's
Tree
just
in
sitting there.
California, like it,
Nobody's gonna do nothing
but
with
it's
it.
no pesticides on it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the stuff here, you don't know what they're doing with it. Because I
Mm-hmm.
do know there's a couple lavender farms here.
There are.
I
I met a
went to
lady.
one a couple weeks ago. No, not a couple weeks. A couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was so dope. I
Did
could
you
just
ever?
lay in the lavender field.
You told me that. Have you ever? Did you check out that lady I sent you? She had the lavender farm.
You know what?
Mm.
I don't know if I did or not. If I did, the link probably done been probably lost.
I'll have to refund it for
Yes,
you.
please. Yeah. So where you guys business? Where do you see yourself going from here? Like what? I love what you
Yeah.
posted. That bus is dope as hell.
And it's someone already hit me up. It's in the
Yes,
works.
yes, yes, yes.
So we definitely gonna try to make it be a thing by next summer.
That will be so
It
dope.
would be. And it's exciting, but also a little, I wouldn't say scary, but just, I guess since it's gonna be something new,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, let me make sure I don't mess this up. Let me make sure I do
yeah.
everything right. I'll be
I don't
fine.
know. You're gonna be fine. I mean, it's just putting what you're doing in a mobile. I mean, just imagine now how many more people that you're gonna be able to service
Yeah.
and really get it out there, and
Yeah.
how many food trucks
Mhm.
are healthy.
Mhm. I was just at the.
And just if you just the yeah, you'll be fine.
I know we'll be fine. It's
Yeah,
more so the
the
running and
unknown.
operating.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
but the
that part.
unknown, I can't even trip
Yeah,
about it. It is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
But I definitely see it being a great thing for the community. Just like you said, we don't need another food truck.
Mm-mm.
And this past weekend, I was just at the Mike Epps
Yeah.
concert. We actually applied to be a vendor there, but I don't know what happened. No one ever
Aw.
contacted us back. So I was there, had my
I
cooler of
know that's
juices anyway,
right. As you should.
because there wasn't nothing to drink there for people. But all the food trucks have fried
Yeah.
foods, grilled foods, very
Mm.
heavy meals.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, something like us would really just boom, pop out. I
I
mean,
mean, and
even.
it's the yellow and how you even
Hmm.
decorate your area when you do it. Like, oh yeah,
Yep. Because you've seen our setups
yeah,
now.
I
We
love
bring the
it.
plants out, the
Yes.
colors.
Hmm.
And even now, we get a lot of side eyes from other vendors. And it's like, honestly, I'm not here to, well, I am here to make money. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm more caring about
Hmm.
helping and
Yeah.
serving
That
people.
doesn't. If you side eye, then that means you need to step your game up.
And it's funny because the people who side eye, they always end up getting thirsty and coming over
You're
because
right.
everybody's leaving our tent,
Yeah.
guzzling, smiling,
Yeah.
laughing. So,
Absolutely.
and we
Absolutely.
always laugh like we knew they were gonna come over.
Hmm. Yeah, because you was at the block party.
Yep,
And that was my first time being there, and that was really not. I was
it was.
not expecting that. It was so many people there.
It
Like that is a
was.
huge event, and
It
they do that
was.
every year, don't they?
Yep, I think this was like the eighth one,
Okay.
ninth one, something like
Yeah.
that. And it was very well organized.
Hmm.
Everything was
Yeah, I could
in
tell.
order.
Yeah.
I just wish the community would have showed up a little bit more,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we still sold out,
Yeah.
and it was a good time.
What do you think the reason why the community doesn't come out to those type or like just stuff?
I can't answer that
Yeah.
because the Mike Epps concert, everybody came out,
Mm.
but that's because of the name behind it.
Yeah.
But when we had something way more beneficial going on in the city,
Hmm.
and all the time, not just the block party, but many other events that are actually really focusing on issues like mental health. They're focusing on poverty,
Hmm.
and food insecurities.
Yeah.
No one hardly shows up for those, but they
Yeah.
show up for somebody who they see on the screen.
Yeah.
So I think just, I hate to say it, but I really truly think it's the programming of people.
Hmm.
The people we see on television are the same people that they kind of make our spokes
Yeah.
people. And it's like, well, this, and I'm not being offensive to
No,
anyone,
no, no.
but
Yeah.
a person, they're just an entertainer.
Mhm.
They're just an entertainer.
Mhm.
And so, how can we look up to an entertainer when they're not actually here, living in these spaces
Yeah.
day to day, seeing what's going on, hearing what's going on?
Mhm.
So I think that just plays a big part, the programming, but also what people choose to participate in.
Yeah.
We all have a say in what
Mhm.
we do with our lives,
Mhm.
and some people just don't want to get up and support
Yeah.
unless they feel like it.
Yeah. No, you're right. But I do hope that that kind of turns around, especially with the um your guys' generation, because I
It
feel like
is.
your generation really is more supportive
Yep.
than the
More
older
social.
yeah, than the older
Yep.
generation.
And I think it's really because we experienced being raised by the older generation.
Yeah.
So they've instilled a lot in us. We also have our own fresh,
Yeah.
new ways and approach to
Mhm.
life. So I definitely agree with you on that. I'm a millennial, and I would say everyone's supportive. Even if
Mhm.
they're not purchasing anything, they are sharing your
Mhm.
content.
Mhm.
They're telling other people about it.
Yeah.
And to me, that's support.
Yeah, like I have someone that I need to introduce you to
Okay.
because she wants a special tea blend
Okay.
for her organization.
Okay.
And I was like, got the perfect person for you.
Definitely. And what's great too is I've expanded out of the Native American. I'm not Native American, sorry. Well, actually, they are Native Americans. They're the ones who were using these herbs
Yeah.
in North America first. But I've kind of expanded out of the herbs local to the Americas, to North America and like Europe, and expanded out, the Caribbean herbs, African herbs.
Yeah.
So with me kind of incorporating that now into a lot of what we're doing, it's really about to get some good stuff out there for
I
people.
love that because that expands, look at them over there. They live very long lives.
Yep.
There's a reason for that.
Yep. The food too. I saw. Have you heard recently about the what is it? The fresh indie market over on
Yes,
38.
yes, yes.
Everything been going on with them. Um.
And I
So
really feel like, go ahead. I have my own thoughts on that.
okay. This is my opinion, but I saw a post today. They said, "Are y'all happy now? What do you have to say now?" And they lowered the prices on stuff and posted the pictures. And everyone's in the comments talking about, um, until it's black owned, we're not supporting. That's what I was seeing a lot of.
Yeah. And they're missing the whole point. I get that, but let's look at the bigger picture. What, all that aside, is going to benefit. And I feel like the city needs to be more involved and not allow those type of places to go under
Yeah, I agree.
because it is a food desert
It
there.
is.
You have two young black men that are putting forth their effort. They're not asking for you to come in and be there from morning to night. They're just asking for some financial help. Y'all have all this money. You
Yeah.
don't think you couldn't maneuver and move a little bit over to make sure that, and I had read a post where it said they were talking about the prices, but they're not a big conglomerate, so they can't go in and get the discounts that Kroger's and them get.
Right.
Because they're not a big place. So now I have to go in and pay what y'all would
Pay more. Yeah.
pay more, but to bring it down. So it's just like
that falls back on, when you ask why aren't people supporting?
Yeah.
That's the same reason.
Yeah.
People are choosing to spend their money on other things rather than healthy foods. Now, I know a lot of the foods there, aren't organic, aren't the best options. But when I was reading through those comments, people were saying, well, the bigger picture is at least food is being provided in this space.
And
I'm
y'all
like,
ain't
I
got
can
no problem
appreciate
going to
that.
Walmart.
That part.
And they're run by old white man.
A white family.
Like, but you go because of the prices.
And that's the thing. The cheaper it is, the more it's likely it's not good for you.
Right, exactly.
And so I think that's why we're seeing so many issues in the community too, is everyone is penny pinching on things that are important or things that are needs but they're not penny pinching on the wants.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're seeing all these chronic diseases, these mental health issues, because we're supposed to be putting healthy, nutritious foods in our bodies, not cheap, highly processed foods with
Absolutely.
ingredient A through Z in them.
That, like, what is that word?
But that's what people are doing.
Yeah.
And now a
And
lot of people are
even
getting sick.
yeah, even for them to be able to partner with local farmers, that process is even made difficult from the city,
And especially
which
for
is
black
ridiculous.
farmers, because someone reached out to me about, hey, why don't you guys are growing? Why don't you try to get some type of partnership with them? You're black farmers, and I said that's actually a great idea. You know, once we get up and running,
Yeah.
and to that point,
But took all the red tape that it's probably going to take, it's not encouraged to do that, which it should be, because like I know of a friend of mine, she actually was making her own coffee, and I had went in and spoke to one of them. I think I spoke to Mike, one of the owners, and I told him, I was like, well, I know. He was like, there's so much around us being able to bring in stuff like that. He said it's almost impossible.
But meanwhile, if I wanted to just sell it straight from the garden or on the farm, you don't even got to wash it off. You can just sell it to people, and it's their responsibility to wash it and clean it.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But it's got to be some changes in it, and it's just so small changes. You know, like let these grocery stores, local ones, partner with local people that are producing it.
Well, that's gonna disrupt the agenda.
Right, and that's okay. You know what? We need to disrupt it. We need to blow it up.
Because you know, right now, black farmers account for only 1% of farmers in the country.
Wow.
And back in early 1900s, late 1800s, black farmers accounted for about 30-40% of farmers.
Wow.
And so with everything the country did to take people's land and X, Y, and Z, now we're down to under 1%. And there's really no laws or policies or help in place, except for the black farmers who are taking the stand and trying to make some change.
And unfortunately, there's probably not enough of them to really come in and make an uproar.
You're right. It's a small group. Yeah. It really is. And even me recently, you know, with me noticing that issue, there was the National Young Farmers Association had a apprenticeship program where you got to dive into agriculture policy, get to go on a board of directors at a local nonprofit, and kind of just dive into policy with agriculture. And so I said, this is exactly what I need to do. And I applied, but they didn't pick me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I emailed, because they paid, I think, like $2,000. It was, what was it? It started in, I think it started this month and would end in like April. But I emailed back, well, hey, can I do it for free?
Right, like I just want the experience. I just want to be in the mix.
And didn't get a response.
They probably was like, is this dude okay?
I sent the follow-up, still didn't get a response.
Oh my
I'm like, all right, I'm going to just try next year.
Wow.
Next time.
Yeah.
But I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't upset because, you know, I already had all this going on.
Blacks were accepted.
That I don't know, because it was focused on also discrimination in agriculture, but that wasn't the highlight of it. So who knows?
Yeah.
You know, I've been seeing that too with a lot of organizations in general. It's a lot of buddy stuff going on, and that's why a lot of things aren't going the right way.
Yeah.
You got people in high places
that need to be, that
have no experience, no common sense.
Right. Yeah.
And so I feel like that's also kind of what's going on when it comes to the agriculture game. And so, you know, I've been slowly, you know, putting thoughts and ideas together myself to try to somehow create a type of Black Farmers United group. It doesn't have to be called that, but you know, younger Black farmers, we're all in the same space where we can connect, help each other, advice, you name it. Hey, we got to get this going. a lot of black farmers too. It's just them.
Yeah.
It's just their family. Um, and everybody on top of that still has, other obligations.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the time, a lot of pressure is just on one or two people.
Yeah.
Just like us out at Brokenville.
Yes.
You
Shout
know.
out to Brokenville.
Okay. But it was just me and Adrian doing everything, and um, we did it. But it was so much work. So now,
Yeah.
once we're getting all this harvest, it's great to see that we're just posting it and people are hitting us up and want to come pick something up, and we made it all donation based.
Yeah.
So I'm not setting a price on nothing. It's donation based.
How? I've never seen any of those posts.
You haven't?
No.
Probably because I'm getting, what is it, shadow ban?
Probably. That is. Oh yes, because I would have been done pulled up.
Yeah, just about every Sunday.
Okay.
We post, and just throughout the week.
So what kind of stuff are you guys growing?
Everything.
Have you grown a watermelon?
We got a bunch of watermelons growing.
Ooh, I bet they're so good.
We got a bunch of varieties too. We had cantaloupes,
I love cantaloupes. Honeydews has always been weird to me. Like, they just have a weird.
Really? You got to eat them when they're really ripe.
I was going to say, because some I've gotten them and I'm like, okay, there's no taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the summertime, they always taste better because they're locally grown. I think southern Indiana grows a lot of cantaloupes and honeydews. So in the summer, they always taste better.
Yeah, yeah.
Wintertime, I think they come in from Mexico.
Probably. And you got, so Brokenville, let's briefly talk about that. So you have things that you're doing out there.
Yep.
You guys have partnered together and started really bringing some stuff out there. So what's coming up? I know that you have a couple events coming up.
Yeah, so coming up, we have our canning class for beginners. And I really did the class because I don't know how to can. And I'm seeing all this food we're producing, and I'm like, okay, well, if people don't buy it, I got to do something with it. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what, people will probably still buy or preserve organic
if they knew how,
food. Yeah. So I said, let me learn how to can, but I want other people to also learn. So I went on Black Dollar Indie and just said, hey, I'm a black farmer in the city, looking to put together a canning class for beginners who would be interested. And the post blew up.
Wow.
Over 300
goodness.
likes, hundreds of comments.
Please, y'all better come out.
Okay.
Don't be just liking and commenting.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, I know a few people on here just following and liking.
Right.
So I just went upon myself. Let me do it. I knew the lady who teaches canning. I pitched the idea to her. She said, yeah, let's do it.
I love that. So when is that?
That is next Saturday, the 21st.
Okay, what time?
From 2 to 4.
Okay.
And
that's going to be a busy day.
After that, we have our yoga at the farm event too.
Yes.
And so with that, we'll have some health and wellness vendors. So we'll have Bodi Buzz, of course. We'll have Sunny Side Up. Have you ever had her food?
No.
I'll have to send her to you.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you her info.
Yes.
Delicious vegan plant-based food. We'll have 13 Kings Organics. He does sea moss. Jamaican guy. He's great. Who else will we have? Lara. It's a mobile spa and wellness.
Okay.
So she does massages.
Nice.
It's a little mobile spa.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I love that.
So, and then we'll have, of course, the horses for people to experience.
Yeah.
Some fresh fruits and veggies, what we got left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Some fried green tomatoes.
Oh, my mother growing up, she loved her some fried green tomatoes.
So it's going to be a good time. The last one, we just put it at 50 tickets. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And as we're leading up to the event, I'm like, dang, well, only like 10 people got tickets. And so we made like a promo video, got a bunch of tickets that way. I went and printed some flyers and went to different yoga spaces after their yoga class. Hey, come to the farm.
Absolutely.
And
do the goats do yoga too?
Not yet, but I heard people, that's a thing.
It is a thing. Yeah, I think that's so.
The goats at the farm,
Yeah.
They are busybodies.
Yes, they are. I remember I went to visit because he kept talking about, you say you're going to come, and I finally went, and I had my dog with me, and my dog and their dog was like going and
The
I had
little
to,
bulldog.
yes,
Coco.
yes. I was like, this dog is going to twerk it here.
Yeah, she crazy. But yeah, those ghosts, they will nibble on you. They will come eat everything in the garden. They already always sneak in. You leave the gate open just a little bit. You turn around. Just the other day, one of them ate up half the strawberries.
Oh my God.
And so, you know, that happens. I get
Yeah.
it. You guys smell it. You're attracted to it.
Yeah.
So I don't get mad. I'm just like, okay, I got to be more careful next time.
Yeah.
One
This
time
is
a
for the
horse.
people, not for
Yeah.
you.
We had the corn. It was growing good. Here come the horses, reaching their heads over the fence, just chomping away.
Wow.
So, but we had to regrow the corn. So, I mean, it's always some
Yeah.
hiccups. So we're like, okay, now we got to make the fence a little higher.
Yeah.
Now we got to do this, got to do
Yeah.
that. And so a lot of the money's just been coming out of our pockets.
Wow.
So it's a good feeling now that we didn't put a price on the food. We just said it's donation based and people are, you know, donating.
I love that.
So that's going to be, I always tell people too, you know, that it's donation based because it's going to expand the farm and improve it for next year.
Yep.
So next year we are expanding it out, grow more food.
I love it.
And also start incorporating some education, not only with kids but adults as well. Maybe even have a junior master gardeners, you know, like little camp going on for a few weeks in the summer.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
And so it's really just us sitting down, putting our minds together and our finances together and see what we can make happen. I did just get in contact with the Purdue Extension Program. They help out a lot with agriculture, animals, just to see what grants they might have available, what education opportunities. And so, yeah, we're even probably going to try to get a Master Gardeners class going. And it'll be taught by not only us, but the Purdue Extension experts as well. You get a whole certificate, you feel official, you learn how to grow.
I love that. There's actually a grant that I'm gonna send to you. Somebody posted. It's due on Friday.
Okay.
But you might benefit from it. So I'm gonna send that to you.
Yeah, I just saw a grant too. It was on a food pantry. Because, you know, the farm is located in a food desert. And so we're looking at getting a pantry started as well out there, some food drives. So it's a lot of opportunities with the space. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Perfect. Look at that. Look at that.
Okay.
I love that. It's called a fast break for small business.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah. See, this is what we do. We got to connect.
And it's funny too. Actually, I was just talking with Underdog.
Yes.
Talk podcast.
Yep, Eric. Yeah.
And he was asking me like, how have you been making connections in the community? And I'm like, honestly, when we don't have events scheduled for, I'll make up a bunch of product. And I'll go hit up beauty shops, barber shops.
I think that's so smart.
Because that's when they're the most busiest, and that's our people.
And people go into barbershops with food.
Yep.
Why not bring in healthy stuff?
And I got the idea picked up in my head because I was watching the movie Barbershop.
I love that. No.
And I was just like, man, that guy kept coming in trying to sell stuff. I'm like, you know what? I remember people doing that when I was younger too. I said, let me start doing that.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting around thinking the money's going to come to me.
Right.
I got to go make
Absolutely.
it. The connections aren't going to come either. I have to go make them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just doing that on Fridays and Saturdays.
Nice.
Sometimes Thursdays.
Yeah.
Just the connections
it is all about connecting, and networking is huge. Like, and listening, I always try to, and I didn't realize, I feel like my podcast has helped me to learn to really listen intentionally, because when I do and I hear what someone says, then I'm like, oh, I know who you need to meet. Just with Kadeem, when I interviewed him, his biggest thing is he's like, I have this land,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to grow on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Then we end up meeting. You talking about farm? I'm like, oh, perfect match. And it was like
Yep.
I thought that to me is like money can't pay for that. Like
It
that.
can't. It
That's just
can't.
such an amazing
Yeah, because
experience.
before I had met you and you presented that opportunity, we just were farming at well not even yeah, we were farming at the church in our community.
Yeah.
They got like 7 big old grow beds that they weren't doing nothing with. So I'll take them over, and then at our property, we was
Yeah.
growing there. So when I met him, I'm like, okay, we got a lot more we can grow now. And even though we
Yes.
started late in the season, we still produced
Yeah.
so much stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Yeah, no, it just
listening
again,
and making
yeah,
that
it's all
connection.
about the connection.
It
And
is.
I always say, whatever I do is there's always gonna be someone that's gonna be able to take it a step further. So,
I agree.
anything you would like to share as we wrap up? What is this? 50 minutes.
Okay.
I don't have very many episodes that last long.
I guess just one thing I wanted us to touch on before we wrap up is just health
Yeah.
and wellness. Right now, I guess I want to ask you, just what are your views on health and wellness, just for yourself and also the community as well?
I feel like it's huge, and especially I've always been, and I think we talked. I've always been like health conscious, but to be able to meet somebody that has to meet someone that that's cute. 5 out of 5 cinnamon roll. But to be able to meet someone that is as dedicated as you are, and um, just and I feel like sometimes it's where people are at in their life, that really makes them think more and be more mindful of, okay, like what am I really putting in my body? With the herbs and just the community, just it's a village. Like it just gives you that good feeling, of being able to be part of something that really is bigger than you.
It's all bigger than us.
Yeah.
I always.
Did I answer that correctly?
You did. I always say to myself, what I'm doing is bigger than me.
Yeah.
I can't be selfish.
Yeah.
And it's just great to know that at least, making these connections throughout, showing people about Bodi Buzz and the farm, that people do have similar interests. Everyone's not just a blank slate in their own lane. People are still connected.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm seeing everyone's still connected through nature.
Yeah,
honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even if someone doesn't want any juice, they'll talk about, the shea butters that we make sometimes. Oh, I like that. I'm like, those are herbs.
Yeah.
Or the tea. Oh, those are herbs. If you want to come get some produce, we're all still connected some way, and it's because of nature.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make those connections when I was working with synthetic drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think a lot of businesses too today don't become so successful. They get just stuck at a point because what they're selling, there's no connection with the people for it. It's just a material thing. And like you said, I want to pay for experience. So I feel like when we buy healthier products, healthier
it
foods,
is an experience.
That's an experience.
Absolutely.
Not just for our taste, but our bodies on a cellular level. It's a whole experience. I think that's why you said too, people get to a certain point where they start to pay more attention to things. And it really starts with the diet.
Yeah.
I probably would have never gotten to this point and to where we're going if I would have kept sitting around eating everything just because it's there.
So that smoothie that you sent me, I ordered everything.
Did you?
I had it.
Is it coming in yet?
No, I already got it. So I had one yesterday. It was good.
Okay, the detox, heavy metal detox
smoothie. Yep. I sent it to my friend, and she was like, some of those ingredients scared me. I said, girl, it's fine. I said, come over, I'll let you try. Like, I really did not, I don't think I knew what to expect, but I was just like, wow, this, because sometimes things could be too earthy, but I feel like it was perfect. You
balance it, and it's about balancing it out too.
Yeah, like putting cilantro in it. Like, I'm not a big cilantro fan, so I didn't know how much to put in it, but I think I put enough in it to where I still got the benefit, at least I hope. But it wasn't overpowering.
Yep. Yeah. That's the cool thing about natural things,
Yeah.
they can blend so well together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest part though too, because okay, well, what goes good?
Yeah.
It took a lot of time of me playing with flavors,
Mm-hmm.
you name it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
So you're doing. I think this aspect is going to bring the community together even more.
Yes, it is. Um, we've already had a few meetings with people who want to come out and help volunteer at the space, help with projects, and yeah, come on out. We also need the money too.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
one of the big, I'll tell you this little secret so people can, keep it in their ear. But we're planning a fundraising dinner next
Ooh.
spring, and it'll be at the farm. We're gonna deck out the place.
Oh my
Got some
God.
big, beautiful tents, lights up, plants, flowers, and we're gonna have a chef come out and cook
Oh,
dinner.
that'll be so amazing.
And
You should do like the long table,
we
like a
are,
family.
we
Oh my
are.
God, I love that.
And the coolest thing about it is we're gonna highlight probably about 5 Black businesses in the city that are really having an impact and doing something good.
Wow, that's gonna
So
be so dope.
I hope that's gonna be the deal breaker, and
I love
everything's gonna be
it.
able to.
Oh
get
yeah, I'm
going.
there. Gonna put me in permanent
So,
marker.
yeah, and two, just bringing people out to the space
Mm-hmm.
and seeing, wow, this is an oasis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what they have in plan. Let me give a little donation.
No, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
But it's bringing the community together, even just from me and Adrian's reach through Bodi Buzz and our own, people connections we have, and we're posting about, hey, we have food, organic food to pick up from Broganville Farm when we host some events out there.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm going out selling juices and teas and herbs to people, I'm telling them about the farm.
Yeah, I tell them about the farm and y'all. Like,
I'm like, hey, come out,
mm-hmm.
come see the animals, come
Yeah.
do something. And so that's something big too that we're working on out there, is getting the space to be just improved more beautified.
Yeah.
So it's getting there.
Yeah. I wonder if he can, and me and him need to have a conversation, because I told him like he is a nonprofit.
Yep.
And I wonder if LISC, because LISC does what's it called, where they do like a facelift of a building.
A space. Okay. Yep.
Why couldn't that be done for there?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I might have to connect him with the lady there, because that would be amazing to be able to get funding to really just make the oasis literally like you're in a different world when you go there.
Yeah, well, I'm manager of development, so send it over to me. I'll handle it.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do it. Send me your email so I can do an email introduction.
Okay.
With her.
That'll be good.
It's worth a conversation.
It is, because I've seen. Have you heard of the Elephant Garden?
Facade. That's what it's called. It's like a facade grant.
Okay.
So what does that entail? Can it entail that?
Mm-hmm. That's similar to what. Have you heard of the Elephant Gardens?
I have heard of that.
They're over off of Sherman.
Yeah.
And like between 30th, 34th Street. They just got a grant through, I think, the Indiana Diabetes Association Network, and they came out and beautified their farm, put in a beautiful walkway, made a space for yoga.
Oh my God!
And so I'm like,
can you imagine that being out there? That'd be so.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm like, well, they weren't doing that, and they got the grant. We are already implementing these things with the yoga.
Yeah.
We're about to have a fitness class out there,
nice.
October 12th with what is it called? The dumbbell classes and the steps.
Okay.
We got a lady coming out to do that.
That'll be so fun.
It would.
I love that.
So yeah, we're just incorporating fitness too, because I guess I'll end it off with this, but it's always diet and exercise.
Yes.
So we're providing the diet, now also the exercise.
Yeah.
And that's what a farm is about. It's about community.
Yeah.
It's about uniting, working together, everybody coming together for a greater good. And right now, our health is the top of the list, the priority.
Yeah.
That's going to help us get to the greater good. So that's what I'm just trying to do.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you for
we're gonna have
me.
to have a part. Well, we will have a part 2, and I want to have one with you and Kadeem. I think that would be dope.
He's gonna be cracking jokes
all the time. Yes. Well, thank you. So this has been Melissa Shaw. Oh, give them your Facebook and website.
Yes. So our website is BodiBuzz. That's Body Buzz. And when it comes to the farm, that's broganville.org. My Instagram is he grows. And that's where also I post a lot about the produce and what we have going on as well. I'm trying to get more active on the business Facebook
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
It's just hard with
I
already having
know.
mine and then the Instagram.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, thank you. So again, this has been Melissa Shaw with Our Generation, where we educate, empower, and inspire. And I know that you've had to been educated with this mind here and inspired and empowered to really do something in your community. Come and support them.
Mhm.
Amazing products. Come out to the farm. Just really experience nature, because that really is the healing component that we all miss.
It is.
I know I'm learning to be more with nature, and when I am, I definitely see a difference.
See?
So yes, so we are out.
Alrighty. Yeah, you were on a whole new fun journey.
I know. So is this